Welcome to IELTSPTHelp.com. Today I am here in front of you to discuss about the pattern and tips of writing task 2. Before going to the tips, I would like to say that you must have listened that we should use much vocabulary words to express our questions, or some people say that we should use more and more reasons so that we can make our question much better as compared to the other students. But here I would like to give you some tips according to me that I have experienced that are must in a writing task 2 pattern. The first one, if we discuss about, is that you should use more passive voice. It is because active voice is being used by all the schools and all the college students, but if we talk about the passive voice, it is used by only writers or some literature teachers. Then the second one is, so we should, here I would like to say that, so you should prefer to use passive voice. Second tip, use complex sentence. This is because there are, if you must have listened that we should use less and less full stop. Complex sentence means that the sentence that is made by two sentences. One is the independent and second one is the dependent sentence. That is the definition of complex sentence. So if we use more and more complex sentence with the passive voice, we will be writing the words that are used in a literature book or in a newspaper writing or in an article. So that language will be preferred more by the IELTS examiners as compared to the language that we use regularly. If we talk about the students, 80% students try to write only active voice because it is much easier to use as compared to the passive voice. If we talk about the passive voice, it is not much easy to write in the first attempt. So to use the passive voice, we must have to write first active voice, then we have to convert it to the passive. So that's why some students ignore these sentences to use in the passive voice. But the best way to express our ideas in the writing task 2 pattern is that we should use passive voice more as compared to the active voice. Then on the third line, I have written here, write as simple as possible. We must have listened that simplicity is the best way to express our ideas. So if we write down any question in the essay writing, we must use simple language. Simple language means that the other person who is reading our essay or who is checking our essay must understand the things easily that we write or that we are trying to express. Then the fourth one, not use much difficult vocabulary. The thing that I discussed in the starting of the video, that we should not use much difficult vocabulary, because sometimes the person who is checking is not able to understand the things that you have written. Sometimes if we are human beings, so we are not able to learn whole the meanings in the dictionary. So that's why we should use only similar words or not much difficult vocabulary that the other person, so that the other person can understand. Then if we go on the fifth tip, the fifth tip is avoid repetition of the words and phrases. It is quite common tip that all the teachers and all the institutes use, that avoid repetition of words and phrases. It is because if we repeat the words again and again, the person who is checking thinks that we are not familiar or we are not taking it practically, so he or she is repeating the words again and again. So the next thing, this tip is very much important because it makes our question better as compared to the other students. Give examples of your reasons. This is because if we are taking reasons, then we must prove that why we are discussing about that reason. So it is surely confirmed that we should give examples as compared to the other students, so that we can prove our reasons much comfortably as compared to the others. The last one is, and the more important is, select only 2 reasons, but they should be strong enough to hold our answer. Some teachers or some institutes say that while writing any question, we should use more and more reasons so that we can impress the other person. But according to me, according to our staff, we have discussed these things, and we have got a point that if we take only two reasons, as we have to write only two body paragraphs, we should take only two reasons so that we can prove it with an accurate example, and we can conclude it that we are correct with our reasons. That will be the best way to write our writing task 2. Now, the best part that I would like to make you understand is these were the tips that are discussed commonly, but the things that you have to understand while writing the writing task 2 are: the first one is feel the question. Feel the question means that you should not only read the question. Some students do that, they just read down the question and start writing on the answer sheet. But here I would like to say that feel the question before attempting to write, because if you feel it, then you will able to understand the question more easily, and you will be able to collect more and more reasons as compared to the reading one. Then the second one is answer it practically. When you will feel the question, when you will do the first step, you will go on the second one. When you will feel the question, you will automatically get practical into the question, and you will be able to write it more comfortably as compared to just reading. If we are taking it practically, we will get more examples, we will get more reasons, we will involve in the situation, and we can feel it very easily. Then on the third one, only talk about the things and reasons you can prove. While you are taking it practically, just take those reasons that you have experienced or you have much better example to prove it, so that the checker who is checking your answer can understand your reason more easily and can understand that you are much familiar with your answer. Then the fourth one is make the other person understand. Fifth one is feel that you are giving a speech. These both tips are much similar to each other, because making someone understand is also the same thing as you are giving some speech in front of some people or some auditorium. The thing is that if you are writing a question, do not think that you are just writing, think that you are speaking in front of somebody else. That will be the much better way to express your ideas, because your mind have to convey the messages that you have to write. If your mind is speaking, then only you can write on the answer sheet. If your mind is not speaking, then you will not be able to collect your reasons or something that you have to write. So I would rather prefer to you that feel the question, feel it practically, then think about it in your mind and write it as you are giving a speech. Like we are telling someone that I am giving you